Alrighty, kia ora, e te whānau. Welcome to the third light lunch. I'm Hannah. I'm stepping in for Pam today, and I've got the lovely Dennise, who is a business development manager at XLam, and Daiman Otto, who is entrepreneur and mass timber lead at LT McGuinness. So thank you. This is the first time we've had one in person, one on the screen, so hopefully this all goes to plan.
This is going to go great.
I should also mention that Dennise is our central chair, regional chair.
Yep, for
NZIOB. So yeah, thank you guys for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure.
We'll get started. As 15 minutes is not a long time. And all right, so Dennise, I would like to ask you, what is the first thing that keeps you awake at night when thinking about the built industry?
So I can't say Netflix. Right,
No, unfortunately you cannot.
It's collaboration. Collaboration is something I think about regularly. I think about the collaboration we do when we engage with ECI, early contractor engagement, and how well that works when people start at the beginning and follow the process together. And I'd like to see our industry, New Zealand, work like that, sort of collaborate, get innovative, use local. Let's local. We've got some really smart people, really smart businesses. Let's pull it all together. That's what keeps me up at night, because how do we do that? And
so do you have those ideas, how you do that?
Well, I think one of the first things is we need to stop talking and do. Just do. Let's just do it. Let's collaborate and do it all together, because you can't fail if we're all in it together.
Yeah.
It's me.
All right, Daiman.
Can I share a prop?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Go for gold.
So this will work. Let me just work this one out. So I think I would just like to build upon what Dennise has just talked about. I have prepared something I prepared earlier, and effectively it builds upon, I guess, my hypothesis. What keeps me up at night is a number of things, but they are all related. The first one is, in our environment, both nationally and globally, is overwhelming demand for new ways of building, new ways of collaborating. I encourage everybody to look at the C40 cities policies, and particularly the clean construction side of things. So we've got overwhelming demand. Unfortunately, we've got underwhelming supply, and we need to reinvigorate or invigorate our supply chain to be able to go and produce the materials and all those things that we need to meet that demand. We've got burgeoning disruption as well. So how do we weave all these kind of things that are coming together? The design automation, which is going to be massive for architecture and engineering, digital twins, and things like life cycle analysis and circularity. So physical product is pretty good. Digital product is going up, but when we come to process, it's a horror show. So my big idea is that 21st century buildings need 21st century processes. So in order to get the collaboration that Dennise wants, and I totally support, we need to completely shake up the way we do design process, procurement process. We need to get rid of that entirely. A good thing is that we can, because there are other models out there that we can borrow from. So apart from the cats, that's what keeps me up at night.
So that's your second and third. All right, Dennise, second.
That's great. Thanks, Daiman. And that wasn't even rehearsed or pre-organised.
No, it wasn't.
So how's that? And I kind of, again, to elaborate a little bit more on what Daiman's just talked about, mine is how we get the industry to embrace mass timber. Probably shameless plug here. But you know, I've embarked on, I joined XLam 8 months ago, and mass timber is, I thought, what is this voodoo magic? It is fantastic. It's a fantastic product. It's a fantastic offering. And how do we make it easier for people to get on board with it, to embrace it? There's all the education and support. There's all these wood societies and clubs, and almost cult-like. The support, the knowledge is there, and I want people to join the journey. You know, get involved, get into it. Join me. 8 months in, this space is developing at a rapid pace, and if you're not on it now, you just got to be. There's no not. You have to. Please join us.
The way of the future.
It is, mass timber. It is the future.
Is this where the prop comes into play?
Oh, yeah, the prop, the shameless. Here we go. Piece of CRT timber.
Can I have that? Can you send it up to me? I need
I certainly can.
How much is that worth, though? That might be
it's yours.
hard to come by.
Well, I think that education process is still needs to be done. I think one interesting fact that I like to talk about, blow people's minds with, is that since 2009 there have only been 82 mass timber buildings 8 levels or above. And the reason that's interesting is because that's a ridiculously tiny portion of the market, yet the mass timber and modern methods and all those kind of things have effectively captured the client's imagination. And I think we were talking just before this, the idea that there is some kind of luxury of deferring change or deferring adoption of low carbon construction is an illusion. So we need to move into that, and things like, one thing I find increasingly easy to talk about or to communicate is the idea of DFMA. So DFMA is something that's quite intangible. It's almost like a philosophy as much as it is anything else, and being able to communicate the benefits of upfront collaboration and really deep knowledge of the product and ultimately deep knowledge of what the user needs. So my shifting is thinking completely disrupted from traditional architecture process to more of a product development approach, and really getting very forensic and very detailed about what is it we're trying to achieve, the problems we're trying to solve.
Yeah, and just for those of you who may not be familiar with the term DFMA, and I've been shocked at how many people are not aware, it's design for manufacture and assembly. Really exciting space.
Yeah, great. So was that your second point, Daiman?
Yes, yeah, probably about 7 points in that, but hey.
Oh, that's good. And it was very time conducive, so great. Third.
My last one is just helping everybody, the industry, hit that carbon zero target by 2050. That's the next thing, and we can do it. It's all there in this collaboration. Everything we've spoken about. Again, can't fault how great minds think alike, Daiman. Great minds, but yeah, just all part of that piece.
Is there anything that XLam's doing specifically that?
Well, for us, with our product offering, which is carbon sequestering, so absolutely. We're there, and we want to support the projects. And look, a lot of people are nervous about mass timber. There's still a lot of nervousness about it, and we can be there. We can assist with that and have that hybrid approach, which is where you're combining, mass timber and conventional. Go with you, keep a little bit of your concrete and steel in it, but have some mass timber. Mid-floors, stairs, we'll work with you. Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome. Daiman, third
final. I think, and again, geez, Dennise, just this idea of, a lot of us have gone through the timber zealotry phase, and we come out the other side, and I guess that corresponds to an end of the piloting aspect of mass timber buildings. So I think piloting has come to an end. I think there's enough examples out there of buildings and systems and developments, which mean that there's a lot more information out there than when a lot of us start to look at this. So we can cut that short. We can really, if people are interested in coming on this journey, and it's not just mass timber. We've got to understand our buildings as a kit of parts and and effectively as a system. Mass timber or the structural system might account for 10 to 15% of the cost of the project. It might count for maybe 3 to 5% of the operational cost. But really, cloaking a mass timber building in a lovely glass curtain facade is really just shooting ourselves in the foot. We have to understand the building as an ecosystem. And the cool thing is, there's knowledge out there. It just needs to be wrestled and understood as part of an overall process. Again, there is no luxury of delay here.
So it seems like the general consensus is less talk, more do, meet up, talk about it, get moving.
Yeah, some incredible knowledge out there, as Daiman said. And can I do a shameless plug for the Auckland City Mission?
100%. That's why you're here. Go for gold.
Auckland City Mission project that just took out the Supreme Award at the New Zealand Building Industry Awards.
Thanks for that plug.
That had a two-level concrete podium, 8-story CLT. So right here in New Zealand, we've got that project. So if anybody wants to know any more about it, please feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Alrighty, so that's what's keeping us up at night. Now, 5 quick fire, get to know you, light and fun. Dennise, which living person do you most admire?
You know, because you kind of put these questions out a couple of weeks ago, mine was the Queen.
Oh,
I don't know,
R.I.P.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queenie.
So, yeah, I know she's not with us now, but a very close second would be the lovely Pamela Bowell, and I probably wouldn't get away with this if she was here.
I agree.
But absolutely incredible woman. Very close second to the Queen.
Oh, gosh, she'll be very happy to hear that. And Daiman, what living person do you most admire?
Man, these are the hardest questions, these ones.
Real thinkers.
You know what? I was really scratching my head against this one, because obviously excluding family and close friends, etc. I had two, and one of them is RJ Scaringe, who's the CEO and founder of Rivian. And normally I'm a bit of a skeptic of the car industry and the Silicon Valley kind of big money side of things. But having heard a podcast from him from How I Built This, I was actually really surprised, interested in his view, who's effectively set up an automotive company to solve climate change. And then there's also Ivan Chouinard, CEO of Patagonia, who's recently organised to effectively sell his company to a trust, which is pretty impressive as well. So, and I like that too, because it's physical product, and being a physical product person, looking for examples where physical product matters is really important.
Yeah, yeah.
So you spoke about a podcast, so we might get the name of that,
yeah, sure.
And we'll send that in the follow-up. All right, we've got 4 minutes to get through the last four. So number 2, what is your greatest extravagance?
Okay, actually this jacket.
Lovely.
Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I am 6'1", so it's really, really difficult for me to purchase clothes off the rack. So the first time in my life, I bought a tailor-made jacket.
Good on you.
Custom made. So, Daiman, I know you've seen this before. You probably think it's the only item I have in my wardrobe.
But when you're that tall.
Yes, and I love it. It's very nice. It's very, very luxurious.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
And I have to add to that, I'm very short, and I think I feel the shortest of my life when I'm next to Dennise. So it's nice we're sitting down.
It is.
Daiman, what is your greatest extravagance?
Oh man, I don't know. I try and make a habit of not being extravagant at all. So I couldn't really think of anything for this. I'll just say I'm a typical beer snob. So I just can't drink anything that hasn't got some kind of craft involved. And I know that's terrible most of the time, but hey, next time in Wellington, I need to go and find some places.
We can help.
Yeah, absolutely. Which talent would you most like to have, Dennise?
This is really boring, but I've always wanted to fly. I've always wanted to be able to fly since I was a child. 2 reasons: I would never be late, and I would never have to worry about finding parking.
Oh, dreamy. Yeah.
Here we go. And paying for it.
I know. Yeah. It's awful. Daiman?
I didn't realise we could stray into the realms of fancy there. I just thought it's like maybe something to pick up.
To be whatever you want it to be.
God.
I should have been more clear when I sent that email.
I'll tell you what, I'll go for just being able to swim competently. That'd be quite good. I do admire people when I see them in the middle of winter going for swims and stuff. I think that's pretty cool. I can never do that.
God, yeah. Dennise, if you were to die and come back as a person or a thing, what would it be? I think there's an image coming.
Here we go. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I would come back as my wee Charlie. This is my pup Charlie. He is the most loved and the most spoiled creature ever in the world. He's become my favorite child. I think my children are probably quite jealous of this little fella, but he's my heart and soul. And I would like to come back and have me
enjoy his life. Yeah. And you, Daiman?
Weirdly, similar.
Hey.
Right? Yeah. But in this case, there's a couple of cats. One's called Zoe. One's called Alfie. If I came back, it wasn't one of those, I'd be so well looked after. It's just unbelievable. Living the dream every day. Fantastic.
Yeah. Do live good lives.
Absolutely.
You do. And fifth and final, Dennise, what is your motto?
My motto is those who educate the market own the market.
Nice. Like that.
Yeah, that's mine.
Daiman?
Cool. I think that's all we've got time for. So let's I didn't actually have a motto, so I don't have one. But I think it's not pithy, but I think they should just be real and be authentic as it can be, and that's kind of, it's a pretty good track to go down.
Very good one.
Well, thank you guys so much. That was brief but brilliant. And thank you everyone online for joining us at NZIOB's Light Lunch. Next week we have our Young Achiever winners, Emma and Elliot. So sorry, not next week, the week after. You can register on our website now. And yeah, thank you to everyone. Ka kite anō.
Thank you.
Hi, Mahi.